All right, so you know that on this podcast, I like to talk to that busy mom, that nurse, that healthcare provider, that busy woman who's taking on all of the tasks and getting so burnt out, right? And if you're not hitting burnout yet, it's likely that you have a little anxiety, a little depression, anything, because as women we take on so much and society expects so much of us that we have a lot of mental health issues that go undiagnosed because we don't have the time to go get a diagnosis, or we just think like, hey, everyone else is doing this, everybody else is going through this, so me too. So I'm giving you yet another tip, another thought, another thing that you can carry with you into your day to make your life just a little bit better, because we don't have time to be burnt out like this, ladies. Hey friend, welcome to the Ready to Rise podcast with your host, me, Audrey Rose. This is the podcast all about taking your life to the next level. Join me on my journey as I create a life that I'm obsessed to wake up for every day. I hope that you are ready to create a life that you really, really love. Are you ready to rise? And so, real quick, before we completely dive in, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. You have no idea how much it means to me to share the things I'm learning, to share it with all of you, to hear you guys chatting about it. And I want to do a huge giveaway. A huge giveaway, but it's going to be based through the podcast only. So DM me. I heard about it here. What's the keyword going to be? DM me podcast. Literally just DM me podcast, or, tell me like, I heard about it here. I heard about it on the podcast. I heard about a giveaway, whatever. And I'll be entering you in a giveaway. It's a win-win situation because I want to get to know you. I want to get to know my listeners. I want to see who's really listening to the whole episode. I want to see who you are, but also I want to share a big thank you. And yeah, there's going to be more than one winner. We're going to have some fun stuff. I have a ton of books right now from all kinds of authors that have been speaking on the podcast. I have a lot of really cool stuff right now, and I just want to give you so much. I just want to give you a big thanks. But anyways, let's get into this episode. So, when we think about self-care, I know something in you just shuddered, when I said that, right? Because we think that we don't have time. As women, self-care is always, at least from what I've seen in myself, my clients, my friends, self-care is what happens. It goes away first. It's what we lose first because we don't think we have time. You have the perfect schedule, right? Like, think about your monthly or your weekly schedule. You have the gym planned, you have the days like spa days, you have your nail appointments, you have all of that. And then, of course, we trickle in more, right? Like work, taking the kids to school, taking your husband to whatever he has to do or whatever you have to do for him, the pets, the house, just the maintenance on your house, your laundry, your everything, right? The family, homework with the kids, like the list goes on and on. Stop and think for a minute. What's the first thing that gets taken off that list when it starts to get too hectic? It's your workout. It's probably going to be your haircut or your nails, or maybe it's not that because that's something that we cling to very, highly here in America, but it's probably going to be something that you're doing for yourself. So definitely a workout. If not, it's going to be some spa day or something else for you. But of course, we're not going to cut out the laundry. We're not going to cut out the dinners. We might occasionally go through the drive-thru or something, right? Order pizza, of course. But for the most part, we're not going to cut out all those things. The grocery shopping, cleaning up the house, dropping the kids off at school, helping with them with their homework, because all of those things are so important to us. But we're not putting ourselves first. And I know that you cannot, I agree, a spa day shouldn't go first before the kids' homework, right? Like, I get that. But we have to find time for ourselves. And I know that that sounds like such a broken record because you keep hearing these burnout coaches say, you have to find time for yourself. You have to make time, put it in your calendar. But I'm serious. And if you want to take it just a little bit further and take it a little deeper, because I think that so many people are giving like the cute Instagram post that says like, make time for yourself. But like, let's make it deeper. Let's make it a real thing. How about making time for yourself, but by 5 minutes a day? You don't have to go get the 2-hour massage, right? Let's do like 5 minutes of meditation every day. Or is there any way that you could ask your family? Maybe your kids are not old enough yet, so your husband needs to help, or, a sister or whoever's living with you, right? But like, is there any way that you can ask your family to give you 5 minutes with your coffee in the morning? Because of course that's like the running joke on Instagram and with motherhood is how many people, can't finish their coffee in the morning. And even as somebody who's not a mother, but just I don't finish my coffee. I'm always reheating because once the day starts, it's like it's on, right? Like we're going. So what about taking a 5 minute morning with your coffee and just finishing it? And like during that practice, like of just having that quiet coffee time, you can say a couple of affirmations or maybe some gratitude. In the Burnout to Bliss masterclass that we just did, I had quite a bit of things that you could do in 5 minutes. There was a whole 5 minute thing, right? And that actually will be airing. I'm going to use that as a podcast episode so that I can share that 5 minute practice with you guys. But in 5 minutes, we can do a lot. So even just choosing one practice, like a gratitude practice or something like that, would actually really help change the tone of our day. Actually, I love referencing Lori Harder. I do it all the time because I just love her energy. But her and Chris just shared a podcast episode very recently that spoke all about generating happiness and how we can generate our own happiness through many different practices. But specifically, Chris spoke about how gratitude can generate the happiness, because when it's the first thing you start to do in the morning is praise, gratitude, and look at the bright side of things, it can change the tone of your whole day because you're noticing then the happy things, the exciting things, right? So, just to share, that's like another really exciting concept that I think is super important. But finding just a little bit of time for yourself, or starting to really be able to schedule that in. Like, are there things that keep coming up that we notice are breaking our routine, causing us to put the workout off, causing us to stop going? What is it for you, right? Like, what is it that's causing you to have to change your routine and cut out your self-care time that you've already planned because of like an emergency popping up? And is there any way you can start to think and get around those little emergencies? Like for me personally, I've been getting sick lately. The past couple of months, past maybe 3 months even, it's like when I travel, I get sick for sure. So that tells you something. I'm not being safe when I travel. I'm not taking all the precautions, apparently. Now that COVID's over, I'm just excited to be back in the world. And what else? Like, why am I not keeping my immunity up? And what can I do to get around that emergency? By keeping my immunity up ahead of time, I just ordered a bunch of stuff from Organifi. It replenished my stock. I have my Gut Personal vitamins going. I can give you all the recommendations. Also, real fast, code Keisha saves money at Organifi. That's the one I use, is Keisha's code. It's just her name. And then at Gut Personal, Ready to Rise will save you a good chunk. So get your supplements in order, right? I have a gut health coach, and I believe gut health really helps. Like, obviously, the building blocks of our body is the nutrients that we're eating. So she's working big time with me on all of that. I can hook you up with her as well. She's amazing. But all of these things will help us to like skirt those emergencies that we're having that are preventing us. So in my case of getting sick, I'm trying to build my immunity back up, trying to take really good care of myself as far as nutrition and supplements go, and not have those emergencies where I have to then miss my workout or miss self-care. And that in itself is a form of self-care, because of course, like that's a direct, an easy assumption or an easy conclusion to draw, because I'm taking care of my body, which is then helping in that way. So it's clearly self-care. But yeah, I just want to mention these things, like starting a new routine, doing 5 minutes a day. Maybe it's a skincare routine. Maybe it's your nutrition, your supplements, like whatever it is, just start doing something for you every single day, and preferably in the morning, so that you already have that leg to stand on, knowing that you've done something for yourself. And just try to make sure that even if it's just 5 minutes a day, it's not getting interrupted by other emergencies. So try to plan ahead for that time to be time when you are able to have that time, right? Does that make sense? So doing that for ourselves is truly going to make a big difference in our lives. And I just wanted to share that today. I just want to share a couple of ideas. And the caveat, real quick, is don't do all of it. Don't do everything. Don't go out and do supplements and face care and a workout. That being said, my lovely ladies, I'm going to leave you with this wisdom. I'm going to wait for those responses. I just want to hear podcast in the DMs. I want to see, who you are, who's listening, what are your takeaways, and of course, extra bonus points, extra points towards the giveaway, extra entries basically for doing a screenshot of leaving a written review for me and for the podcast, obviously, and sharing that with me. That would be amazing. I always love to see that. Hey friend, so if you didn't already know, you're about to hear about the first Ready to Rise retreat. It's a burnout reduction retreat, and we're doing it at the end of the summer. This is our very first retreat ever. Super exciting. It's going to have day pass experience, a VIP experience, all kinds of fun things. And the way to find out about it is text retreat to 707-347-0723. That's the main phone number. You see it all over Instagram, all over my page at Hello Audrey Rose, but text retreat to that main number. And that's how you're going to hear all about this retreat, be the first one to hear everything and get all the information and get an opportunity to get your ticket before they sell out. Same number, one more thing, actually two more, because, there's a free class coming up called Honor Your Body, and it's all about honoring our bodies through gut health, through a sound bath meditation. We're doing this all for free. It's a virtual masterclass, and the way to get into that is to text HONOR to that main phone number. And one more one more word that you can text over here is sisterhood. To get into the Rise Sisterhood, which is an online community all about growing together in community, learning healing tools together. We have an amazing expert facilitator, a different one each month, coming in to share with us their beautiful tool for healing, and it's something that you can do on your own. It's a different one each month, like I said. There's coffee chats, there's cacao ceremonies, there's all kinds of fun stuff happening, and I just can't wait for you to come and heal in community. I'm so happy you got to make it to another amazing episode of the Ready to Rise podcast. Don't hesitate to share this with a friend that needs to hear it. Send it straight to their DMs. Take a screenshot, throw it up in your stories, tag me in it at Hello Audrey Rose. And don't forget, if you leave a written review on the iTunes app, that also helps people find it. So if it resonates with you, help others find it. And I can't wait to hear how much you loved this awesome episode. Have a blessed day.